Good morning, everybody. It is listen to me, Apocalyptic Wednesday here. If you didn't see that on the Rosie Murphy channel, that was the spookiest morning I've ever seen, and I've been through fires and everything else. But that red sky, that red glow coming in the bedroom window at about 8 o'clock and then up through 9 o'clock. I mean, it was dark here and it was red and it was weird. But I want to talk about the times we live in and the difficulty of trying to move forward. And I always use Las Vegas as a very good case study for a town. It's the ultimate service town, it's the ultimate recreation town, but it's also a town that's discretionary, meaning you don't have to go to Las Vegas to gamble, to be entertained. And that's a big problem that Las Vegas has had during the pandemic with international flights restricted and borders closed. It's been very difficult for Vegas to put heads in the beds, so to speak. And as the article I've linked down in the description box shows, when you start to really undercut the product and you price the product to just get any kind of cash flow in there, a lot of times you're going to attract the wrong kind of people that normally wouldn't come to Las Vegas because of the price. And they end up doing a lot of drinking and drugs and things. And I saw evidence of this when I was down there in August. The whole downtown had changed so dramatically. The profile of the average person that was down there was much younger. Didn't seem to be filling up the casinos at all, but seemed to be on the streets drinking. And my suspicions that this was not a good thing has been borne out recently, as the article also says. You can see that fights have erupted even at the Wynn and their Encore property, which is a super high-end property in Las Vegas. They recognize that they set their rates too low, and as a result, they probably experienced the first real melee a couple days ago at their casino hotel. And it was probably a shock to them, and they probably realized that we can't price the product too cheap because we're going to attract people that are coming to Vegas just to party. They're not going to help us at the gaming tables. And, cash flow is one thing, but the image and the image that we want to project becomes tarnished when people start to get the sense that I'm scared to ride in the elevator at the hotel, I'm scared to walk around outside of the hotel and on the street. They start to make the decision that, I'm going to wait until things get really calmed down in Las Vegas. But that very act of waiting, it really cuts off the top end of the big spenders, the whales, the people like that. So it almost becomes a vicious spiral that, okay, you start to raise your rates. Now your occupancy is really going to suffer and be depressed because you can't really control the rates of places around you, and that's the problem. That the fight for cash flow and any kind of money coming into the hotel will inevitably outweigh everything else when it comes to issues of safety and everything else. So you continue to it acts like a depressant on the market of the people you want to bring, and then eventually the headlines bubble up into the press, and that helps to drive more people to make the decision to stay away from a place like Vegas. Because why would you take the risk? You're almost like a pioneer in there. And I predicted when I was down there last time that you would start to see street fights as restaurants set up their shops outside and had curbside dining, and bars were open if you were ordering food. And I could kind of tell, I'm pretty perceptive, and I could kind of tell that this is gonna cause some problems down here, because I saw some people pushing and shoving and stuff that looked like gangbanger activity down there, and it was a little frightening to me. And I'm a person that's not scared of the streets, but I'll tell you what, if this vicious spiral continues, and it doesn't look like the COVID-19 is going to be letting up anytime soon, then you're setting up a real bad formula. So they're probably, as I said, heavily, the casinos, the Las Vegas Convention and Visitors Bureau is probably marketing extremely heavy into the LA area now. You know, take advantage of the bargains, once in a lifetime opportunity to experience Las Vegas on a shoestring. Hence the big traffic backups last Sunday of people leaving, going south on I-15. Fly-in traffic continues to struggle, but when you start really cultivating that particular market, you really have to be careful, because with that low-end traffic that comes in comes potential problems into Vegas. I didn't see any older people there above 50 years old. I stood out like a sore thumb in the crowd, and I didn't really see any evidence of interest amongst young people doing any gambling, but I did see a lot of interest in sort of being what I call badasses on the street. So it's going to be interesting to see how this plays out. This is the first time I've seen headline stories sort of bring that to the fore, the problem with value pricing and the people that come in. Hey, I'm all about a bargain. I'm right down in there. I'm a value person, right? If I can get something for cheap, bam, I'm going to be there. But there comes a point where value entails more risk. And I'll tell you, I felt very, very uncomfortable kind of being on the general streets of downtown at that time. And a lot of this crap is even going on the strip now. So looks like a real problem. But I thought I would give you guys the link that you could check out the story below. You know, I think I'm pretty good at predicting things, but that was a really tough situation to deal with. And you hope they're able to break this vicious spiral, but with Cornholio still running around the land and air traffic still cut down, it's going to be very, very difficult. And as they said in the article and in conclusion, we have to be very careful. We could tarnish the reputation of Las Vegas, and that's the thing. If it ever gets in people's minds that it's a place where your personal safety might be called into question, then you have people making the silent decisions by the tens of thousands to just lay low and just stay away. Anyway, thumbs up or appreciated. Thanks for watching today, guys, and have a wonderful rest of your day.